Hello, and welcome to the Stephen Tries podcast, episode 24.
Proud of us.
Today I'm joined by David Rees.
Thank you. Hello.
Max Smith.
Hello there.
Tom Looney.
Yeah.
And Joe McGrath. Put some pants on, Joe. Come on. I know it's hot, but something else. When I say it's hot, I do mean his penis. Not. There's aircon in here.
Spicy.
It's a hot day though, isn't it?
Oh,
It's really fucking hot.
It is hot. Might be too hot.
Yep.
He looked around so expectant as it was.
And that new segment, Weatherman Dave. Next week.
It's the in-betweeners, man.
Yeah, I was hoping someone's going to go.
Is
might be
it?
Too hot. Yeah, that's why I was looking around.
Oh, I thought that was okay.
Of course.
In-betweeners,
Fucking hell.
That's what I was
Egg on my face.
Yeah, today we were filming a sketch out and about. Just every shot is going to be sweaty.
Tim. Yeah.
Dripping.
Been playing football and
Yeah,
all.
it's horrendous.
Just,
Yeah.
Dripping on the hernies.
So we had a kick about.
Tone it down. This podcast is about family. No dripping on the honeys, okay?
You don't know my family. You don't know their story.
We will do later. Stay tuned for dripping on the honeys.
Watch the news tonight and you'll find out.
Anyway,
It's awful.
the heat.
Yeah.
You're not a fan at all, are you?
My body's not built for it.
It's always that sort of thing. It's English people.
Yeah, you were correct with England people.
They're we're upset when it's winter. So like, it's too cold.
Yeah.
But now it's summer. So it's too hot.
You can't win with us.
Not
England
happy.
can't win.
No. Anything.
No, it's true.
Prefer it like this though.
Yeah, I like a toasty one. Dave, what you been up to this week?
Not a lot this week. Been easy breezy this week. I didn't get made redundant, which was nice. Thank you.
Didn't know you had a job.
Nah, nor did Jenna. It's been nice. It's been nice not working. Got to go back to work in September, unfortunately.
That's tough.
Well done, though.
No, thank you. I was popped the champagne, but it wasn't champagne. It was wine.
You
Did you screw it
pop
off?
the wine.
Just pop the wine. Just throw it on the floor. We're celebrating tonight.
That's why you got fired in the first place.
Max, what have you been up to?
Nothing.
And Tom?
It's been working out, mate.
Yeah?
Back at the gym, which is
Wow.
great.
Yeah?
Represent.
Still not properly working, so a lot of time on my hands. Been rewatching Shameless.
Oh my God! I've been rewatching Shameless.
Yeah,
Sick. I'm on series 3.
OMG.
it's ahead of its time, mate.
Mate, it's great.
Great
Absolutely
fucking show.
great.
Is
Steve, what's his name? Scottish
Steve
fella.
Irwin.
Steve Urkel.
Macklemore, not Macklemore. What's his
James
name?
McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
Yeah.
First shot.
Yeah.
If you two want to get your own fucking ring and discuss Shameless, then we'll do that next week.
Great show.
Have you seen it?
No, I've lived it though. We'll get onto that later.
About fun.
Dad. Couldn't discuss it last week, but I went down to London to do a couple of videos, and one of them was a cooking challenge. So I thought, wow. And I've seen Tom in the kitchen.
Should have given me a shout.
Seen Tom cooking in last week. And I thought, Tom likes penny alla vodka. And the guy I was cooking for, Harry from the Sidemen, he loves a bev. So I made penny alla vodka Red Bull.
Oh,
Genius.
nice.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
I don't even know what it is.
So it's just pasta,
Right, okay.
vodka and Red Bull.
No?
Tomato, cream.
Yeah.
But-
the cream really saved the dish.
It does. It's
Yeah.
great when you add, because you had the cream quite late. And it
Yeah.
just fucking
Wait, so
Bit like sex. Trousers back on, Joe. But yeah, did the cook-off
Nice.
against Cal Freezy on his own channel, in his own back garden. Well, in his kitchen, not back garden.
Yeah. Did you win? You allowed to say?
Yeah, I won.
Oh,
Cheers,
You
guys.
humiliated him.
made it look a fool.
It was a bit humiliating for him because I'd gone there to sabotage my own dish for the sake of a pun.
Yeah.
And I somehow won. There we go.
Did you
Is that
taste
bad?
it?
Yeah, it was quite nice actually, yeah.
Could you taste the Red Bull a lot?
There was a hint of something.
Right.
The taste of victory, that's what that was.
Well done.
Cheers, guys.
Impressive.
Now, Max, despite not doing anything, you did tell me about a great show that you watched on Amazon Prime.
Last one laughing.
That's it, yeah.
Incredible show.
Max, explain the show.
So the whole idea of the show is they'll get about 10 comedians, top of their game, and lock them in a room, and
We're
they
about
have
6
to,
short here.
and basically what they have to do is make each other laugh without laughing themselves.
Yeah.
Whoever makes it to the end wins a cool 100 G's.
So you told me about it, I thought, that sounds mad.
Yeah.
Then I watched it and Oh, it's brilliant.
It's insane.
What is clear is that comedy just comes down to like flashing your body parts and sticking things up your arse. That seems to be the soul of comedy.
Yeah.
I'd be terrible at that.
Yeah.
I don't like things up my ass.
And you would have won if you hadn't laughed at your own.
It's a thing. I worry no one else is, so I have to laugh myself.
And what I said when I started watching it was, if I was in it, I'd lose because I'd laugh at myself. Not in an arrogant way. I just think, what the fuck are you doing, Steve?
That's it. No, I'm the same.
You stuck a turkey's head up your bum. No one's laughing.
Is there any kind of grey areas in where people look like they're going?
There's a guy on it called Sam Simmons. He's been on 8 out of 10 Cats. He at one point pretended to shit himself, and there was all brown smudged it on these pants. But there was see-through pants.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous.
There was one part where he came out with like Gregorian chant music, and he gets in a bath in like a little kids paddling pool,
mental,
and people just start pouring Fanta over him as he takes all his clothes off, and he just sitting there like, what the fuck? Imagine being in that room.
Oh, yeah, it just looks exhausting.
Would you do it?
I'd love to do it.
It would be quite. Oh yeah.
I don't know whether I'd be out first or I'd either be out first or out last.
Yeah.
I'd be useless. I laugh at everything. I laugh at a shadow. If it's
and your laugh is one of the most amusing things about you.
Yeah, exactly.
Take that away.
True.
Tom, what do you think? Do you reckon you could just keep a straight face?
I'm usually good at keeping a straight face, but
the Elephant Man couldn't keep a straight face. That was a test.
Had to wear a bag over his head.
Yeah.
Because he was laughing all the time. He's too fucking happy.
Speaking of hideous creatures, let's get on to our topic for today, which is family.
Hey, well done.
Family.
We've all got one.
Yeah.
All of us.
Max is a tight-knit family, or in his nan's case, a tight-clit family.
Funny that. You know what? I was actually doing something this week. Yeah, I spent 7 days straight shagging your nan.
Fuck off.
What?
Get out.
It's a podcast, mate. We're having a laugh.
I'm not laughing. Get out.
Okay.
Not having that.
is that for real then? Is he gone?
He's gone.
He's out.
Took into beer 52
Every time. It weren't me this time.
Got bubbles up my nose. Anyway, let's go to beer 52.
Hey!
Here's to Max's demise.
He was on a lovely O'Hara's.
I would never make a joke about Max's family.
Extra Irish.
Despite the one that may have preceded it.
Took it too far there, I think.
Thanks, Dave.
No worries. Always on your side.
Anyway, Beer 52 is sponsoring the podcast again.
Time out.
Beer 52, 52, Beer 52. Na 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 na. Beer 52, 52.
Beer 52. Saw Max crying outside. Is he alright?
No, he's not alright. He's sick in the head. That's what he is.
He wasn't very happy. Looked very, very sad.
I'm not happy.
Mental.
I've been mugged off on my own podcast
Yeah.
when I'm wearing shorts.
Right.
Then I've opened up a can of lovely Beer 52 and I spilt half of it. Been a bad 2 minutes
nice.
for me. You crack it open, mate, if you want.
Help yourself.
Got a bottle.
I've got a bottle up now.
Ryan, do you have a family?
Yeah, I've got a family.
We'll stay for the podcast then.
Yes, please.
Don't be so smug about it.
Your family.
Okay, Ryan is now taking Max's place.
Hey! Sad for Max.
I'm not. Deserves to be kicked off for that.
Kind of miss him now. He's gone.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Don't miss the smell though, do you?
No. It's nice to breathe.
I might be the new Max.
Oh,
Might have my own segment one day.
So Ryan's got an app where he rates world beers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Guinness is, according
10.
to Ryan, the best beer in the world.
Wow.
Bar
Well,
none.
so on the app, right?
Ryan, I'm doing an ad read
Sorry,
here. Shut the fuck up. Hey guys, we're sponsored again by Beer 52. We've done the chant already. Anyway, Beer 52, they have got an offer on. It's a free case of 8 craft beers. That's enough to get you through a night, isn't it, Ryan? You don't have to pay for anything except the postage. $5.95.
$5.95.
$5.95. $5.95.
No. Bargain. We're coming to the end of summer 2020. I'm sure we can all agree it's been the strangest one ever. Thankfully, life is kind of getting back to normal. So what better way to celebrate and close out the summer than with some of the best beer on the planet. I'll drink to that.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Right, can you stop talking, please? Sorry. They are offering 8 craft beers sourced and curated from the best breweries on the planet for free.
No way.
All you need to do is go to www.beer52.com/Stephen. That's STEPHEN. And that is beer52.com. And all you have to do is cover the postage. It's so good.
It's a good deal, that.
It's like getting a prostitute and just paying for a Uber. You know? Beer 52 is the world's most popular craft beer discovery club with over 150,000 members. And they give you a brand new case every month with different themes. Name a country, Ryan.
Vietnam.
Oh, you weirdo. Past themes have included beer from... Where would you want to live, Ryan?
Spain.
New Zealand!
Oh, New Zealand. Yeah.
South Africa, Korea, and all over the USA and Europe. Wowee! As an independent British company, Beer 52 are passionate about the UK craft beer scene, which they continue to support during this difficult period. Oh, we've all had difficult periods, haven't we?
Yeah.
At least my mum has.
Hey.
If dark beer is not your thing, you can simply choose the light option. In your case, will come with the award-winning beer magazine, Ferment. Tom, have you read it this week?
Yeah, read it loads. Yours should be nice, Dave, is it?
Yeah, mine's lovely. It's like a milkshake in your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a saying I do.
Yeah, I like that saying though, it's good.
As opposed to...
We did that last week.
Yeah, it's a saying I do now.
Oh, really?
It's my thing.
Just repeat things.
Sorry,
Fucking hell, do you want to go join
I
Max
actually
on the
forgot.
streets? Yeah? Anyway, just go to www.beer52.com/Stephen to get your first case of 8 beers for Joe, I'm trying to do a fucking podcast here, mate. For $5.95. That's www.beer52.com/Stephen. Thank God you're here, Dave.
Oh no, I'm taking it seriously.
Holding it together here.
Thanks. I was even holding the beer up.
Were you?
Trying
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. See, that's talent right there.
Oh, that is good, that.
Yeah?
Yeah?
You can taste the chocolateiness.
Do you want a taste of that sour as I pass it over expensive equipment?
Yep.
Oh,
This
there you go,
desk
mate.
is so
wobble
tight.
wobble.
Favourite word begin with W?
Wobble. Oh, wobble. So I said.
Anyway, remember www.beer52.com/Stephen. Oh dear. I love the taste resonates.
We love our beer on this
Oh,
show.
it's great.
And thank you very much for sponsoring us.
Really appreciate it.
Check him out if you love a beer from all over the world. Then take a gander at the website. Anyway, let's get into our own family.
Yeah.
I'm going to begin with you, Dave.
Yeah.
Have you got a big family?
I'd like to think they're quite big.
Yeah.
Not
In
a
size.
I mean, there are or they aren't.
No, we've got a pretty big family. I've got a mum and dad.
Oh,
yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, as you do.
Where are your family from?
We're all from Kent. We're all Kenters.
Yeah.
My grandma,
I think
though.
you misheard them.
My grandma, her dad is actually, her dad was Scottish.
Oh.
So, bit of Scottish in there.
Yeah.
My last name, Rees, is RWS. That's the Welsh spelling.
Ah.
So there must be a bit of Welsh in there somewhere. I've never done one of those family history things, but I'd like
Probably
to.
should.
I probably should.
It doesn't sound like you're all from Kent.
No. Bit of a...
Travelled.
Exactly. Like, my mum's maiden name is Mackenzie, which is a massive Scottish name.
What about you, Ryan?
My family are mostly East End London.
Yeah.
That's like the...
Butcher.
don't know about the origin, but one of my aunties did the ancestry.com thing.
It's ancestry where you're from.
As a fellow southerner.
And they tracked back, so my great granddad was German.
Wow.
My
Nice.
great grandma was French.
Not so great.
And then they came to the UK.
So would they have been in the war?
No,
Not that
no,
far
no,
back.
not that
No,
far
it's
back.
too far
No,
back.
I think it was just before. Or like,
Handy that, really.
Yeah.
But mostly.
And where are you based? Not your exact address,
Yeah.
but
So I was born in High Wycombe.
yeah.
Beautiful part of the
Famous
world.
for
Famous for Chair Museum. Wycombe Wanderers.
Yeah.
Got promoted
Oh,
to
yeah.
Championship.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Back in
yeah.
Fenwa.
Well done for that.
Fenwa.
Yeah, the beast.
James Corden.
James Corden, about to say that.
Boo.
Jimmy Carr.
Nice.
Would you recommend it? Visit him?
No, I think it's in one of the top 10 worst places to live in the UK.
Yeah, where I'm from is that as well.
So I
St
think we were
Helens.
8th.
I think no, St Helens is near. It's on some list. It's not
Yeah.
on the worst.
Well, I
maybe.
live in a village just outside Wycombe.
Your village is nice, and you've got
No,
like
Downley's nice.
You've got-
Very nice.
right. You're on the outskirts of like a big area of natural beauty, aren't you? To the north.
Yeah.
We're-
So when my granddad originally moved there, it's
gonna
because it
make
was
a
in the countryside. In the countryside.
We prefer being in skirts, is what I was going to say. Then. Scottish. Kilt.
Da 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 da. Oh, that's not the Scottish anthem, is it? Just the first thing popped in I'm gonna be the Scottish man. What's the
What about you, Tom? Where are you from?
So, in terms of my roots, there's no kind of English past me with my grandparents, so all Irish on one side and German and Polish on the other.
Were they in the war?
I think my grandparents left Germany during the war. My great granddad was a missionary nurse.
Nice.
So my grandma was born in Papua New Guinea.
Oh,
So that way.
Yeah.
is that the French one?
West Papua, so kind of near Australia.
Right, gotcha.
Going to be
Gonna pretend
Grand
I know.
Papua New Guinea.
Something like that, yeah. So my granddad was in the war. He was in the Polish army during the war, and he came to Blackpool for the day with his army buddies, or for the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And my
that's
grandma,
what's up.
who was studying in London, studying to be a missionary nurse, she was on a weekender in Blackpool.
But she did missionary that weekend.
Hey, doggy.
You know, some
Good
respect.
Good bro.
But yeah, anyway, they got together over that weekend, spent a weekend together.
Dish, come on.
No! So, tell us very vaguely. So anyway, my grandma found out she was pregnant with my mum, and he'd gone back to Poland. And then when he found out, he wrote to her and said, would you like to marry me? And we'll move to England together, and we'll start a family and start a life there.
That's very nice.
So-
to be fair.
The rest is history.
What about
There we
you,
go.
Steve? What about your family man?
My family, both sides are just based in Liverpool, and then some went off to Norwich for a little bit.
Right.
So that's where I was born, and then moved back to St Helens.
Gonna say you've got the
Why not?
accent.
I really do, yeah.
Yeah.
It's stuck with me.
Yeah.
Do you remember your time in Norwich?
No, I was only up till 4. Not in the night. I mean, yeah, I was just there from birth till 4 years, and then Mum heard my accent and went, "Nah, we're moving. We're going back."
What's your accent now? Because it seems quite bland.
Yeah, coming from him. Coming from you.
Fuck off.
You fuck off. Go join Max.
Really?
In the whole way.
Come on.
I don't want to go. I don't feel like I deserve it.
I don't know what happened to my accent. Me and my sister just have this neutral.
I was gonna say you have
Yeah.
very odd
Yes, Dave.
for an accent.
That time
Yes.
someone fucking said it.
Because I thought I didn't really have an accent at all until I moved up here.
Yeah.
Because where everyone in my area has got the same accent as me. I was like, I ain't got an accent.
You're so east though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I think you're the most like Londonish person I know.
I like being called London, but
A lot of people got a lot of pride. Like
It
if
is.
you're from London, you've got so much pride. Like every Londoner I've met loves London.
Yeah.
to be fair, I love London. I wouldn't mind
Yeah,
living
there
there
you go.
one day.
I don't, but
I never lived there.
Maybe I won't.
I know it's up north, far less patriotic
Yeah.
from what I've seen.
yeah.
I've got
Just
Well, I
not
don't know.
patriotic.
I think.
If you go into like a lot of England flags around,
Not in Manchester and Liverpool.
Oh, right, I see what you mean.
I think I notice it more in Liverpool.
Yeah.
yeah.
Liverpool's it's got kind of an attitude like it's us against the world kind of thing.
That's because of Thatcher, mate.
They're
No,
like
no,
Catalonia.
absolutely. I think it's great. I went up there during the election, and it was big Labour territory, and like they
Yeah.
were all kind of, handing out the flyers and 6 a.m. It was great.
So I think my granddad or nan's side, on each side, granddad and nan are Irish roots.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because
Got
got a lot of gingers in my family. So
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes
Makes
sense.
And maybe some Samoan. I don't know. Just if you see me at the gym, there's something there.
There's something there.
When I speak of family, we all must have many anecdotes, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But let's whittle them down to the most embarrassing ones.
Okay.
Ryan.
Pretty much every year we used to go on holiday to North Wales,
Makes
and we were
sense.
on this walk, and it was quite like an overcast day. It was quite rainy and cloudy and that.
Yeah.
And we got to the top of this hill, and it's supposed to get the walk itself was supposed to go in a horseshoe, right? So we got to the top, and we're going to go back round.
Yeah.
But it got really foggy and like misty, and we started walking back, and we just got lost, and we were in the rain and the cold. We couldn't see like past what I could see now, like
Oh,
you guys.
Jesus.
And we had to get mountain rescue. And
Turns out they were still in the car park.
Just circling it, not really.
when we got to this reservoir, and I was like, right, let's just stay here and call the mountain rescue.
Do you have signal?
Yeah, and
Why didn't you
then
use Google Maps? Could you not see where you were? Or
No, because if you can't see,
No.
it,
guess it's here.
or like
What's a reservoir? I thought it was like where they kill pigs.
like,
Body- that's an abattoir.
Abattoir.
A reservoir is it's a body of water. Usually,
follow the sound of pigs.
it's where we get our drinking water from.
Right.
Usually, like,
we're close.
all of a sudden we could smell death.
And I thought, let's stop here, make a phone call.
Put an order in.
They came up with dogs.
Yeah, and they
helps
and they got distracted by the smell of meat, didn't they? So
started chasing him.
you just got onto a links of sausages, and they just pulled you along.
So that was quite an embarrassing
Yeah.
moment. And I just
course.
climbed like Kilimanjaro the week before as well.
Yeah.
Oh, fair play.
And it's
So it's
the
quite-
To slip that in there, didn't you?
wow.
Kilimanjaro.
What about you, Dave?
There was once we went to Italy. Big family and friends went to Italy as well. Went to this restaurant and they said, "Can we have like a table for 12?" And I was like, "All right, we'll just put loads of tables and chairs together." And then at the time, my mum realised she didn't actually want to eat there, so the man had just put all the tables and chairs away in the final moment. And as soon as he did it, they went, "Oh, right, let's run off. Let's go." So we ran out the restaurant. That was pretty embarrassing. That was a scary moment.
Yeah,
I thought we was going to get chased by the Italian men.
it's quite embarrassing.
It is. Well, when you're there. Sort of thing.
Yeah, it's just awkward, isn't
It
it?
is awkward, embarrassing.
What about you, Tom?
I don't really have any as such, but my dad is like a cartoon of a man. Every family gathering always ends up just everyone ripping the shit out of my dad for hours on end. It's brilliant. Like, we all have like an impression of him. He's just got loads of stock phrases. He's just ridiculous. He's just bought a little white Audi, which is an absolute ladies' car. So he's kind of come round showing it all. Just come to my grandma's, and my grandma just she barely got a clue what's going on. She was coming out, and my dad gets in the car and she goes, "I'll be Jesus, I thought that was Jackie's car. What's he doing driving that?" So he's just a constant source of entertainment, which is great.
Well, I used to.
Idiot.
My family, there's a few odd characters, or alkies as we like to say. My mum, sober, has just always seems to fall over. Looking back at every story, it'll be her that just out of nowhere just stacks it. We were in Rome, just me and her, and it was sunset, and I was just thinking this is going to be the perfect time to kiss her. No, it was sunset, so it was so beautiful. Like either side, we were on this like high wall, whatever it's called. So I was just looking that way. I was just at this sort of scuffle of flip flops, and turned to see my mum's just gone, and she's on the floor. Just,
Oh, bless her.
Help me up, and then got back to the hotel and called my sister to. Because any time my mum falls over, we just call each other. Just got to tell her
To
about.
laugh.
Yeah, because that's the thing with my family. If someone falls, we laugh.
Yeah.
It's just instinct. Whereas some other families like, "Oh, you're okay." None of that.
No.
My dad used to do this thing where he'd pick me up by my ankles when I was little,
Yeah.
and then just like swing me around the
Whack
room.
your head against the wall.
One day he accidentally let go, and I flew into a radiator.
Accidentally.
Had you been misbehaving that day, by any chance?
And he was like, "Shit!"
I had dreams.
Sorry.
We both did.
So you smacked your head against the radiator and swears.
threw me, he let
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I must have hit my head, but I think my back hit first. Like, boom.
My mum dropped me when I was about an hour old.
Wow.
Off the bed, she was like exhausted, and she just like, I think she must have passed out.
Yeah.
And I just slipped out of her and fell off the floor. Hospital bed.
Did you land on your ankle back?
My dad dropped me, and he still to this day blames himself for my eye. I'm so sorry, son. It was an accident. Yeah.
My mum falls over quite a lot as well. And
Our mums both called Christine.
they are.
Is it Christine?
Yeah, they are.
We'll get Christine Blake on the
Your mum's
podcast.
name?
Tamara.
Oh.
Very odd name. Yeah.
It's quite posh, that.
Tamara.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
She doesn't get angry very much.
Your mum?
She's like, so my dad was always the bad cop.
Yeah.
My mum would just, make excuses for us. Yeah, one time she did get angry at me, I remember. It was school night. She was going out somewhere and I was being a dick about something and she got so angry and she was like, "Oh, you just make me so mad." And she went to kick me, but she missed and fell over. It's her head.
Oh, mate. Little fool.
Yeah, so I won that one.
The time that I just really didn't like my parents, my mum. We were in Norwich. We'd just been visiting. Shortly after my parents' divorce, I'd become attached to a stick. I'm a new best friend, and then we're packing the car to go back home. And my mum was like, "You're not taking the stick in the car." I was gutted. I had to put it on the floor. I stupidly put it in the road, and she drove over it.
Oh, what a bitch.
Evil.
Not taking that stick home.
It's for the best. I mean, you don't want your son walking around with a fucking stick.
Flash forward 10 years, you, your mum and the stick in row.
Sticks in this chair instead of me.
What's getting on the sticks wick this week? Imagine when dogs bite me.
My dad and my uncle really like my ears. Like they're really soft,
Can't relate.
so they play with my ears. And they when we were at my grandma's, my uncle will say to my dad, he went, "I'll sit next to David on this side," and so they both can play on my ears like that.
Dave, you do know that
mad.
that's like a sexual thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What?
That's Dave. No, whatever way you dress it up, that is a bit weird, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
I'll sit next to Dave so we can play with his ears. Your dad and your dad's brother.
Yeah.
Who's
and my
how old?
Dad's like in his mid-40s, and my uncle's like in his 50s, maybe.
Fuck me.
And they even make weird noises. So,
Dave, no!
yeah.
He's visiting this week, just saying,
Yeah,
"Dad,
Dad,
no. These are off limits."
He just plays with them.
You'll never get this.
You can have a feel if you like.
What about jobs? Any cool jobs in your families?
So my dad used to be a gardener.
That's a classic story.
Coolest job there is. If you can't see the poster of Alan Titchmarsh, just at a shop.
And he used to cut Roger Moore's front garden.
No way.
He wasn't paid. He just run by.
Well, this is he would have a chat with a celebrity that was his next door neighbour.
Yeah.
Quite a lot, and it was Rolf Harris.
Oh.
Was it?
Roger Moore used to live next door to Rolf Harris.
Did he used to play with your dad's ears?
Beat me to it.
Roger and Rolf.
That's terrible.
I didn't ask what they used to chat about.
Do you want any
And
kids?
also, I said to my dad, like, "Have you had any celebrity encounters after that?" Once he told me, and he said that he once went to Top on the Pops where Jimmy Savile and Gary Glitter were both
It's weird.
there,
It's
and
so
they were,
strange.
high-fiving him.
Because your dad's a Tory and he's in with all these pedos.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
weird, isn't it?
Pattern.
Makes sense.
My mum was on a fun run as a kid, led by Jeremy Savile. Jimmy Savile.
Jeremy Savile's a great guy. Don't hear a bad word about him.
Really sorry, Jez. Yeah, like all the kids at the end were like sitting on his lap, and he was like kind of laughing with them all. I don't know if my mum went over to him, but all the kids. It was only a small run. It was in like North Manchester kind of thing, so a little charity thing. You know, he does all that kind of stuff.
Hideous.
You know, the press are there and that, but it wasn't necessarily loads of people. But all the kids at the end were like, had a lot of time for the kids.
That's wrong, isn't
Yeah.
it? Well, obviously, it's wrong.
Yeah.
My dad fixed forklifts, but once he went to do fitting a safe for the Houses of Parliament,
Oh.
and he went there, took his van there, but he had an oil leak, and he had to get done for terrorism. He was like, "No, it's just an oil leak, I promise." My dad is basically the adult, more tougher version of me.
But he's a sucker for an earlobe.
He loves a good ear. He loves a good ear.
Dad works for the Royal Mail, but he's convinced he's doing God's work. Oh, God. Been working for the Royal Mail since he was like 16. Started as a postie. He's in the union, so he's like mad on all that. So he's never been a manager, so he's one for the people.
Yeah.
Always going down to these conferences and stuff. He never fucking shuts up about it. Everyone was working from home or could have taken time off during lockdown, but he just kept going in. Key worker, son. Key worker.
Workaholic.
Loves it.
What about family events? Ever had a wacky funeral?
My dad's nan, she used to throw birthday parties, but massive birthday parties. Even when she got into her 90s, she'd
Still raving.
exactly. Imagine Catherine Tate's nan. That was her, and then she'd invite her sisters. So there'll be all three different families. There'd be the Reeses, the Goldsmiths, and I can't remember the others. But it's my nan, my great nan's, all sisters. So it's all of the big families coming in together. She'd be good at the robot.
Yeah. Looks like Parkinson's. What you mean?
Bless her. Yeah, she could survive a nucleus explosion. That woman. She's dead now. When she was alive, she
died in a bomb.
got bit by a mosquito. No.
By you, Ryan.
Whenever the family gets together,
Oh yeah.
Carnage.
Tory conference or something.
Monopoly is a serious game.
Angry. Arguments.
I've not won it in a couple of years.
Is Monopoly to do with luck?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's all about your early rolls and what you pick up early on, and then if you get the right thing.
It's
jail.
also
Exactly.
got some decision making. You know, sometimes you got to take a risk.
Some skill.
There's always someone who
You
just
can't
can't
hoard
be
your money.
asked and just like fucks off early.
It gives the properties
And then,
to someone.
gives and stitches everyone else up by making sweet deals with one person. Yeah.
I'll sell it you for £1.
Yeah. Give us a cigarette and you can have my house.
Sorted. At my nan and granddad's, my grandma's, sorry, when we do dinner parties round there, that's always a cracker. 'Cause me, my dad, my uncle and my cousin all just taking the mick out of my grandma. She's great. She loves it. That is the pinnacle
Of the Reese.
of the Reese. Yeah. That's never a dull moment when you're going round grandma's for a
I can
dinner.
imagine that. I remember at my cousin's wedding, I was getting quite young, but I just kept on going up to the wedding DJ at the disco, just requesting my favourite song at the time, which was Bad Day by Daniel Powter.
Oh, right.
And on the 5th time, I'm like, just play the song, mate. Come on, Daniel Powter, Bad Day. And he's like, yeah, I will. If he'd have just said no, because it's their wedding day, not a bad day, I might have clocked. But he just said, kept saying, yeah. What a fool. But then my sister got married not too long ago, a couple of years, and Max turned up to that. It was a hot day in July. He turned up in his pants and this maroon shirt he was wearing at the time.
Yeah.
And he had
shit.
fun. He was dancing at the disco, having a good time, and then the party was done, and went back to one of the rooms. We all just sat in there. There's a bit of a lull. I just looked at the side. Noticed Max has got these white sports socks on, just poking out like Michael Jackson. Everyone's just looking at that, taking the piss, because you just see these he's wearing smart black shoes, black pants, and these ridiculous Slazenger white socks poking out.
Tennis songs.
Yeah. That was the highlight for me. Just seeing Max. Yeah, just my family taking the piss out of Max. Lovely. Should we go on to Stephen Lies? Stephen Sweet Little Lies. Who's fibbing? Ryan.
Yeah.
This is the part of the show where myself, Dave and Tom will tell you a story.
Right.
One of them's true, 2 is a lie. You're going to be the detective to work it out. Who do you want to go first?
Tom, you go first.
Okay, we had to call the fire brigade because my dad was stuck up a tree.
I almost ruined my cousin's wedding.
Dave.
My grandma is England champion for bowling.
So we'll start with your dad got stuck in a tree.
Yeah.
What happens?
We had this willow tree in our garden, big massive willow tree. It would spill over most of our garden and it was great, but it also went into next doors from a branch quite high up, and it was a bit of a nightmare because they kind of had their garden really like pristine. So they were always kind of clipping it, and they were asking us if we could clip that branch high up, and so no one would have to worry about it anymore.
Right.
So we had a big fuck off ladder that was, the one that you extend it and it clips massive.
It's an extender.
So he went up on that. And it was a bit wobbly as he was going up. Really old ladder. We'd had it for like 15 years at this point, and I think it was my granddad's before that. So he gets up really high in this tree. Bearing in mind, there's no kind of branches that you can just climb. You need the ladder. Once you're up, you're up. It cuts it down, and then as he steps on the ladder to come down, something kind of gives way, something cracks. He only put his weight on it, but then he stepped off it. And I'm like, shit, so basically the clip on the inside, one of them, had just completely given way. So I gave the ladder a little shake.
Your dad fat?
So I gave the ladder a little shake, and then it just kind of came down to the point where, it's minimum. So you just couldn't get it to clip. Wow. And we asked around, no one had any ladders. So the fire station was kind of just round the corner, and we knew the guy that worked there, so we called the non-emergency number, and a couple of them came out with the big ladders and helped him out of the tree.
Did your dad know a lot of firemen? If you know, you know.
Few. What of it?
Stephen,
but that definitely happened.
How did you almost ruin your cousin's wedding?
So it was the same wedding as the Daniel Powter one. So on the Saturday, me and my cousins were playing in our room. We had a big couch that we were playing on. So we were jumping off the couch onto the bed. Only about 10, but I was quite a fat child, so I wasn't really making the jump. So the couch had a back to it, and three of us were stood on the ledge of it, and then we were about to jump onto the bed, but as we stood on it, it just gave way and broke. If you can imagine sort of like Gary Cooney on a ladder, it just broke. So it snapped off.
Great callback.
And then we were like, oh shit. And then our parents came in, like, okay, we'll sort that. So they'd agreed to like pay for it. But then the next day, I think it was the bride or the bride's mum came down and saw this bill, and it was like a £500 couch. And she was just like, what the hell is this? And so they were nearly in tears. But my dad explained that his fat child broke. That lump over there.
That ball.
The one on this third breakfast, like, oh shit.
Dave,
Yeah.
a bowling champion.
Yeah, my grandma was England, well, not world, I keep saying world.
Sounds like a lying game.
Very straight, Dave.
England champion in the early 70s. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. She's a master bowler. Still is now, to be fair. Obviously not held her title as England champion.
Are you any good at bowling yourself?
No. But the thing is, we went bowling with my grandma, and that's when I found out that she was world champion. But the England champion. Pretending to, like, me and my cousin went with her. She took us on a day out. We were like playing the bowling as you do.
Yeah.
And grandma come out. She's getting spares / what are the other ones? Strikes.
She's good at playing the bowling.
Spares and strikes.
Knocking
galore.
down all them
Things.
that's the one.
Pins.
Goals.
And I was like, how did you get this good? And then that's when she told us she was England champion, and then went home and she showed us all the medals.
In the 70s, I had the most bowling touchdowns ever. I was with Dave at the weekend, and he went up to a bar and he said, "You got a cue, mate?" And he went, "No, my nan was England world bowling champion in the 70s." And he just got that straight through to me.
If it is a lie, I just admire the amount of research that's gone into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Late, early.
Less is more.
Do you know he's allergic
Less
to
is more.
oranges? You all right, mate?
Did she defeat Bruce Lee in the final?
We've broken Dave.
Have a sip of beer, mate. Come out of it.
Oh, God. Fucking world England.
He's crying.
So as hard as it is to believe, Ryan, only one of these is true.
Right.
Oh, cheeks. I've never seen him laugh that much.
Oh my god.
So, I think I know.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh my chest. Oh my god.
So what do you make of that?
So I think I know who's telling the truth.
Go on.
And he's lying. Dave is lying.
Really?
I think Dave is lying. I just don't
Have you
think
got the world England bowling champions?
I don't think the story's sold.
And I also think if you're a bowling champion,
World bowling England champion.
The world of England, mate.
I just think maybe it's something that would have been said from a young age. I think you would have known it
True, yeah.
for a while.
Well, it wasn't a big deal at that time. Wasn't a big deal. A few trophies, mate.
It wasn't until we started
If
bragging about it.
If I was a bowling champion, no matter what year it was, the first thing I would be telling my grandchild is I was a bowling champion.
But that's you, innit?
Yeah, narcissist.
That's you. All about you.
You don't know what else his nan is.
Okay, I'll try and live up to this, kids.
Oh, yeah.
I was a bowling champion.
She could have been
Right.
world Thailand ping pong champion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think, Tommy, I think your story's a lie.
Why? Based on what?
I don't. How old's your dad? Not that it matters how old you are.
Is that
You can climb trees, but I just can't picture your dad going really high on a ladder,
Why?
trying to cut down a branch. I don't know. Maybe the image is too funny.
Furious.
Yeah.
So I think you're telling us the truth. I know that you were quite a big child, and I think you could have broken a bed.
Anyone got Max Smith's number, please?
Where's Max when you need him?
You're right. Well done.
I thought I had you.
Here's a picture of Dave's nan bowling now. Let's get into our parents, shall we? Are you similar to your parents? Are you finding that as you get older?
Oh, I bloody hope not. So Devon thinks I am, which is frightening. But thing is, when you spend a lifetime kind of imitating someone for a laugh, eventually you pick up certain traits that I'll do purely to wind her up, because I know it winds her up. But I just find myself just doing them now.
I've got the same. I've realised that when I was a child, I'd look at my mum and I'd go, "Oh, yeah, you're hard work." Because, somebody opened a door and they walked through, she'd be like, "You're welcome."
Yeah.
Just let it go. Just let it go. But now when that happens to me, I'm livid. I'm such a stickler for please and thank you.
I know what you mean.
I hate that, like being impolite. And I used to do an impression of my mum to my sister. We'd always take the piss out of my mum. She was a single mother; she could deal with it. But yeah, I've turned into my mum a bit with just people in shops, just a bit of a busybody. I'm not a Karen, but I'm a Christine.
You're on par.
Yeah.
On par.
What about you, Dave?
I'm a lot like my dad. I am the double of my dad. We even look the same. Like, I can't go anywhere out in my town without someone going, "Oh, you're Paul."
Earlobes.
Let's have a feel.
Give us a feel.
Let's have a feel and a rub.
I've heard about these.
Like a spit, Like, I'll go out.
Can I get your nan's signature?
England World Bowling Champion in the late/early 70s.
A 10-year dynasty, the likes of which England and the world have never seen.
She would have been quite old at that point. I mean, like older still. Like she wouldn't have been in her youth.
That's 50 years ago.
She would have been 20. 30. She's a baby boomer.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. So
Okay.
20s, 30s, maybe. I don't know.
Fair enough. Anyway, it was a lie.
You doubt this.
It was well, we know it was bullshit. I don't know why I'm still trying to poke holes in that.
Get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, my dad is one of the funniest people I know, to be fair.
Get him on the podcast.
Yeah,
We need
he'd love it. He'd love this. My mum, she was the angry one. Like you said, your dad was my mum was the shelter. She was, and my brother and my sister are exactly like my mum, and they clash all the time.
Do they?
They get in arguments all the time, just because they're so similar.
Yeah.
But me and my dad, easy time,
Cool as
easy
fuck.
breeze. Exactly. We don't give a shit. We don't like you said about your mum. She's very politeness.
Yeah.
My mum's very the same with that. You have to ask to leave the dinner table once you're eaten.
Oh, we don't have that.
Yeah, she
Just
don't.
when she farts, we move.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
So I'm quite similar to my dad
Yeah.
in terms of sense of humour. I'm a bit like my mum as well in a way. So I've noticed recently.
Am I right?
My mum's one of them people who tries to say she thinks she's really funny.
Yeah.
She'll say things that it'll come out and
Yeah.
it's not funny, but she'll be laughing with
That's
her
that
own
look
joke.
on her face.
Yeah.
And all through my life, I've been like, "Oh, it's not funny." And I realised after coming to uni and trying to make jokes all the time, that I'm exactly like her. I'll come out with a comment and I'll think, "Oh, fucking smash that!" And then I look around the room and everyone's like, "Why are you even here?"
It's like, quick, do the gozzy eye, do the gozzy eye. You got it. You're losing them, right?
Crikey.
Oh, the gozzy eye.
So, in a way, I'm like my non-funny mum.
Well done.
So my dad's quite cheesy.
Yeah.
Like just when people think the parents are embarrassing. Like my dad is fucking embarrassing, and I think everyone realizes that when they meet him, and how embarrassing it must be. Just the comments, the things he says. Like it's a bit Bruce Forsyth, in that I'm sure he was I'm sure he was funny back in the day because we've all got a good sense of humour. So we've obviously had that growing up, me and my brothers and that. But now it's just a nightmare. It really is.
What? I've never thought of your dad as Bruce Forsyth.
No, but where things don't age. Like it comes to a point. So the jokes you were making back in the in the 80s are just not as funny anymore. So, but my dad, he's very cheesy, and so I've started being cheesy as because I know it embarrasses
When we ever do the odds and Tom comes up with one,
Yeah.
it's the most like
so random.
spine-tingling cringe. It's just like, I'm not doing
like
that.
no one wins from this situation except me.
Loving it.
Yeah.
Loving it large.
I've got a nephew now.
Oh,
He's
nice.
great fun.
Nice.
Although he's got a thing for Zoe, my girlfriend, and my sister will be like, "Oh, he keeps looking at her necklace." We all know what's going on there. Yeah,
He ain't stupid.
cut that shit out.
20 years
Nearly 2 years old, mate. Start thinking on maybe. That comes down to her parenting. Although, weirdly enough, like I would make a joke of it, but then we were sat in Cafe Nero and a woman walked past him and he's looking that way and he's looking that way, just walking off, just checking out her arse. Probably not, but
He's a lad.
Yeah.
Bless him.
Perv lad. We don't know.
Either.
He's crafty. Still being breastfed as well. He knows what he's up to.
The only people I like make an effort for.
Starting union.
The only people I make an effort for in my family is like mum and dad, brother, and then the grandparents.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Inheritance.
phone up.
That's quite a lot of a minute.
Well, yeah. Now I think of it.
So all of them.
Not my cousins. I don't speak to my cousins as much, but grandparents. Good laugh.
All my cousins have got, or pretty much all of them have got kids now, and I can't even agree on a child's name for the future with Zoe.
Oh, me and Joe do that.
Yeah, she's half Israeli, so she wants something a bit more exciting than Frank, which I offer. I like the name Amelia. She hates that because she was like, I went to school with a girl called Amelia and she was a knobhead.
I've got that.
Yeah, so there are names where you go, no. She suggested Malachi to me. I was just like, it's like getting a brown car, that name.
I don't think I've ever suggested any serious names. Devon's always wants to talk about names, and I'm like, what about gum?
Yeah. But no, because I
Just gibberish.
do that, and then she'll hesitate at one. She'll be like, oh, Planpot Lawson.
Erin and I have agreed on Paddy.
Just
Yeah.
Paddy. Have you got any Irish roots?
Padlock.
Padlock.
Yeah.
That's a sick name.
So you're going to give your child a novelty name?
Yeah. We want them.
It's fun for 5 minutes.
You want them to be bullied?
For Padlock.
It's a safe name, though.
Yeah. I wanted to call my dad Paul. My dad.
Well, you already had a fucking name. You're audacity.
It's called Paul, but
He's always pulling my ear.
because he named me after.
We know
his
more of
dad.
these.
Yeah, he named me after his dad, and I was like, oh, I'll carry on the tradition. Like, I'm the only one that wants to do it.
Yeah.
But Jen was like, you ain't calling our kid Paul.
Yeah, some names are just dated now, aren't they? Yeah.
Exactly.
My dad's called Gary.
Yes.
Gary.
There's just no Garys anymore, is there?
My
I know a guy with some.
Until I met you, so my dad's called Dave.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My dad's called David.
No way.
My brother's called David.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking everywhere, mate. I mean, that's not even. I've never met a Dave. That'd be ridiculous.
If your name's David, please write in.
Yeah.
See, I know
Or if you have a
lot of
different
people-
name, let us know.
A lot of people with an Uncle Stephen.
Gonna be inundated. Yeah.
I've got an Uncle Stephen.
I've got an Uncle Stephen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I told a load of people.
Is it the
I've
same
got
one? Is it V or PH?
PH. It is
class,
PH.
class, mate.
Jesus. Oh, that was a bit embarrassing, wasn't it?
No one saw. Not this far into the video. We've all got partners here. Even Joe, he's
He's got a few ex-cellmates.
got his jail mate.
Oh.
What was it like meeting your partner's family? Joe, did you take a shiv in with you? Did it go a bit hostile? Were you nervous meeting your partner's family?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Ryan, why were you so nervous?
I feel like I'm really awkward, especially like, I feel like, especially when you're meeting your partner's parents.
When you met my dad, you was just stood there holding a tea towel or something.
But then he come out. No, so he didn't see your dad. He only saw me, I think, and then you coming over, and he comes out and goes, tea towel.
Tea towel. Turn around and Stephen's dad's there.
Which I must stress was not like an in-joke between the two of us.
It was.
You've never done that before.
Because I saw Tom, he had his eyes closed with his hands over his head, just swaying from side to side.
Oh, bro.
But like, I went such a high voice. Like, tea towel. Right.
Right, David.
Mind me.
Kill me.
Sorry, go on about you.
So I've lived with Erin's parents for over lockdown, I lived with them. And then I also lived with them for 6 months last year.
Yeah.
And even now, sometimes I feel like I've got to try and be someone I'm not. You know, I want to try. Funny.
Likeable.
I think I've always got a gauzy eye. Just every time I see them.
They haven't seen you without a wig on, have they? You do have to put on a sort of a front that
Yeah, and they're like
Labour, voted Labour. Yeah, cool.
Love it.
They're very when you get a job, like working your way up.
Yeah.
So I don't think like. Not that they're judgmental, they're not, but they are lovely.
They are.
Yeah, they just think maybe you're not good enough for their daughter.
Yeah, I guess subconsciously I'm like,
I don't have that.
you.
I bet being English didn't help either. Because they're
Well,
Scottish.
no, they're English.
Oh, are
answering
they?
your fucking questions.
So yeah,
Sorry,
they're
Ryan, sorry, everyone at
Stockport
home.
and Liverpool.
Oh,
I think it's where
nice.
they're from. But then they moved when they were like kids. and
Ah,
they
right.
didn't meet when they were like 6 months.
Your
non-stop.
in-laws a bit dodgy, mate.
Stockport.
Yeah. Stockport.
What about you, Dave?
Yeah, very, very nerve-wracking. I was all right in the sense my brother knows is mates with Jenna's brother.
Yeah.
So I had that. I was like,
That in.
yeah, if anything's going to kick off, I'll be all right. He knows my brother. So. But they can be quiet and eat quietly.
Yeah.
Like, where I hate silence. If it's gone silent, I panic, freeze, and just say random crap. And so we're going round. Like,
My name was
rolling anymore? My go-to is weird weather for August, isn't it? It's just not even August in time. Yeah, just terrible. But my dad and my mum come round to meet him because Jenna wanted to do it for her birthday, like have it like both families round. And I felt at ease because my dad is a bit of a knob, not in the sense of like he's a dick, but he's just an idiot. He wanted to wear a white shirt, and my mum's like, "Don't wear a white shirt." He was like, "No, I've got to look presentable."
This is
your night.
He was like, "I've got to look presentable."
Look like Michael Bubble.
But my mum's like, "You're going to spill something down your white shirt." He went, "No, I won't. As soon as he gets in, as soon as he's had the first bit, he goes, "Ah, shit." But
As soon as he picked up his treacle pudding.
It's like he does
As soon
it on
as he started playing paintball.
He just throws it on himself. Bless him.
I'm so quiet with my girlfriend's family just because I think I'm going to say something terrible. If you know me, I say the worst thing possible. So yeah, I just avoid that at all costs. They think I'm mute, to be honest. She's got a fun family. Like a dad, no matter what phrase you say, he's got a joke to come off it. And they're actually funny. And like, no, I'm joking, Ryan.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good laugh. And he likes the videos as well.
Oh,
so
nice.
That's an in. What about you, Tom?
Oh, be careful because Devon's mum watches all these. She's a big fan of the podcast.
But not you.
My family, it was dead easy. Devon was.
Well, Devon's the youngest, isn't she? And you're the oldest, so. Yeah.
So she was. It was easy for her because I think she was a bit nervous, but as soon as she got there, you know, she met my dad. And
Gary came out with his top on and
going on about something. Yeah. So she was immediately at ease, whereas
Gary's in the treehouse. I want to stay up here.
But yeah, I was a bit more nervous going around there because I don't know. I don't know about you, but I think it is more. It's a social thing, but or a sexist thing. I think it's harder for the lad.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
totally agree.
People are more judgmental of your intentions and the type of person you are. I think they all thought I was very quiet to begin with.
Yeah.
I just didn't give too much away. I was just kind of feeling it all out, and then I fucking perked up.
Yeah.
I haven't shut up since.
Few Kens.
I'm waiting for my perk up. I still feel like I'm still really quiet.
I'm not all the way there.
See, I'm the opposite. I just talk too much.
Yeah.
Do you?
Just because, like I say, they can go over a whole day without talking to each other. That's just hurts my insides.
When I went to a family's house, I was they're having like a garden party. So all the chairs are taken. Oh fucking hell, what am I going to do here? So I just, being the outcast, spotted the hammock. I was a bit away from it, so I just thought, that's fine. Just sit on that, sit down, one swing, out, dumped on the floor. Now my family, they all just piss themselves and go, look at that knobhead. Her family were like, like that. Yeah.
Bless her.
To be fair, one of her Israeli relatives just had a big grin on his face. He was loving it. But just embarrassed myself. But it wasn't even like a funny. He's part of the family now. It's just like, he's a bit simple.
Bless him.
Can't work a hammock.
He's harmless.
He's only allowed on the weekend.
I remember Erin's mum. I went into the living room. She was like holding her head like that, and I was like, "What
like that?"
I was like, "Are you okay?" And she went, "No, I was doing some like cleaning the skirting boards, and a picture frame just fell off the wall and hit me on the head." And I just went, burst out laughing, and then I realised they're like. It wasn't a funny thing. I was like,
sorry.
You'll be alright.
Now, this is the part of the show which we would call IMAX, but he's been a bit rude, hasn't he?
Yeah. Out of order.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't make a comment about his
Worked out
family.
for me.
Yeah.
I mean, there is the train of thought that maybe you overreacted.
What's that train? It just seems like you're driving that train.
Yeah.
Can't even drive.
No, fair enough. Maybe you deserved it.
Do you want to go meet him, do you? Carry on with that attitude. We still have IMAX here, just don't have the idiot that made it. So,
hey,
a bonus really.
Yeah.
But
Don't have to pretend to laugh now.
No. Anyway,
never have.
This is IMAX, I guess. So let's play it.
Welcome to the IMAX experience. Enjoy the show.
After a change-up in formats last week, the reins of IMAX have been returned to me, and I'm steering us back to the good old movie reviews you know and love. This week, after matching with her on Tinseltown Tinder, I have the opportunity to wine and dine Scream Queen Jamie Lee Curtis and her friend Kids' Choice Award winner Chris Evans, and quiz them both about the family dynamic in the hit 2019 movie Knives Out. Roll the clip. Hi Scream Queen Jamie Lee Curtis and Chris Evans. Hey Jamie, after talking on Tinder, I thought it was just going to be us.
No. Eat shit.
Wow, Chris, I see you listened to Tom Looney last week.
Yep.
Wow, I'm proper fangirling. I can't think of anything I love more than that.
Dogs.
Eat shit.
We are here.
Oh yes, it's the best restaurant in all of Manchester.
Could you have a seat right over there, please?
Wow, I love the theme of this restaurant. Anyway, Jamie, as you know, I work with a YouTuber.
Are you baiting me?
What? Oh no, that trend died out years ago. I'm here to talk about the movie Knives Out.
Okay.
Anyway, the movie is an instant classic, a whodunit surrounding the apparent suicide of the patriarch of the...
Life's too short for that.
That was a slam.
I couldn't even make out what he was saying this week.
A minute, no.
Very fast. Very fast.
So I know that he'd watched the film Knives Out. Great film. Recent. Could have just done a review, but no, he pretends he's meeting these A-listers. Good job I've got my fucking great segment, Stephen Fry's. And that's hours of fun. I mean, it may seem like a minute of fun. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Hey up, folks, me!
We seem to have been joined by a guest.
Who's this?
Hey up, lads and ladettes.
All right, mate.
It's me, Jack Smith.
Hi, Jack Smith. Are you related to Max Smith by any chance?
Oh, is he the rotund one on your podcast?
No, he's the fat one.
Rotund fat, mate. Come on, read a dictionary or a thesaurus. Full of synonyms, mate. I've here to see him.
I'm sure you're well aware that he's not in this room, is he?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, do I? I've gone very short-sighted.
Have you?
I can only see your shiny forehead. I'm using context clues to look at the two of you, mate.
So Jax,
Hello.
are you Max's twin?
Yeah, you'd have to assume so, wouldn't you?
You would.
So, I tell you this for now.
Is that fucking cap?
I'm not taking this off. I'm not taking it off for now. Not love nor money, and you can offer me both. So, I tell you this for now.
Thanks for not charging, by the way.
I've got a bit of a cough, a frog in my throat. About 2 months ago, my mum came down the stairs and she says, "Hey, wee nipper, I've got something to show you." Alright, mum. Let me stick my peepers on it, whatever it is. So she took her laptop out of the fridge and she showed me the Stephen Fry's podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell you this for now, it looked like it was me in webcam.
Yeah. Did she have to stick it in the fridge because of the hot content?
Yes, mate. That's fucking funny, that.
It is, mate,
yeah, that's why this podcast's #1 a few years ago.
I'm glad you find me funny because Max is Max is livid at me. Yeah.
Why, mate? He looks like a fucking a bundle of joy hangers. Just a fucking laugh and a half. I listened to the IMAX, mate, and it's so fucking funny.
You listen to it all the IMAX?
No. No. Fucking does, mate. That's why my mum threw the fucking laptop in the fridge, mate. She said, "Oh, that fucking shit breaks. I don't need to listen to any of all that crap." But no, it turns out, right, so she said to me that she didn't know this, but apparently he's my twin. And I said,
didn't know it. Is she short-sighted as well?
She's perfectly blind. Perfect. Blind. She can't see. She can't talk. She can't hear.
Yeah. But she loves the podcast.
She says to me through Morse code that it's got everything she wants in a podcast.
Through Morse code?
Yeah, mate.
Jax.
Hello, mate.
We're talking about these great family anecdotes. You must have a few corkers about Max.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe this, mate. So, my mum, she's got this really funny thing she does.
She walked into the wall.
I push her downstairs, and she's having a great time because our stairs in our house is actually a water slide. Because we live in water theme park, mate.
And you said we wouldn't believe this.
My mum.
So when you said you came down the stairs,
she went down the slide.
Slid down the stairs.
just at speed.
My mum's right. She's the caretaker for local water park, right? So she's raking grass. She's raking
so
pool.
She thinks.
She's just stuck in basement.
Which of course has stairs.
She doesn't fucking know, mate. Don't need to pay any bills either. Don't need to pay for lights. No, nothing. Not even heat because you can't feel nothing. So she's basically a body, but with life.
Sorry, Jax. Could you maybe tell some more anecdotes about Max? Yeah.
Oh, Max. Yeah, the boy that I've clearly established I don't know.
I mean, you said you haven't seen it for years, but you must have some from when you were kids.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay.
Really funny
story. You didn't know you were twins at this point?
No, I didn't know I was twin. I
just letting you know that.
Like 2 hot hugged him on.
Blood brothers situation.
Basically, right, the reason is that my mother, before she was robbed of all her senses, she was a big movie buff. Right? Probably where he gets it from. Yeah. And she watched this really hot new movie called Prince of Egypt. Right. Yeah, and she got so into it, she shoved Max in a basket and sailed him off down River Irwell, mate.
But if you're twins, surely you should have been a baby as well, right?
No, mate, you don't know how twins work, do you? Fucking idiot, mate. Fucking Dave Reyes, more like Dave's fucking divhead. So,
Divvy Dave. Yeah.
Max, he used to wear nappies, right?
We all did.
No, all of I didn't.
Sorry.
Still don't, yeah.
I should though, because I've shit myself about 4 times since being in this room.
He is Max's twin.
I'm very sick.
So Jax, do you want to stick around for the podcast?
That mate is fucking.
Oh, what?
Your mum doesn't need help at home?
No.
Okay, well, Jax, you're in for a real treat here because we're now on a new segment.
Oh.
Called Reese's Pieces.
It's Reese's Pieces. Gotta get those Reese's
Pieces. Take it away, Dave.
Nice one. I'll give you a bit of a backstory behind this segment. What it is I find the craziest, wackiest, and looniest.
Hey, fucking what's your step, Reese?
Crazy, wacky news. So this week I found out that a husband divorces his wife because he found out that she was cheating on him with Google Maps. What? Imagine that.
How's she cheating?
Oh, I see, right.
Like she
cheating with Google Maps.
Oh, he found out on Google Maps.
Google Maps, yeah.
I thought she was like talking to their voice, like the sat nav.
Yeah.
Oh, what, like on the street view kind of thing?
Yeah. They're laying down. There's a picture somewhere. They're laying down on a bench and she's feeding him and stroking his hair.
Fucking feeding him, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
That's lost, that is.
Jackson, I think the red light's going off on your mum's cord. You want to go check her out? Maybe see if your brother's about as well. Yeah. Send him our way, please.
Got another bit of Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
So hold on, let's get more into that. So she was Stephen was on Street View
Yeah.
and just scrolling along the road,
And he
grinds to a halt. He goes, "Is that my wife?"
goes, hang on a minute. I know that woman,
Fuck.
but I don't know that man.
Mascot.
Could you imagine, I wouldn't cheat myself, but could you imagine cheating but then being found on Google?
I mean, if you're doing it outside, you're going to get caught
Exactly,
anyway.
in the same town that you're from.
Just sort of
Still though,
Just
Google
ask-
Maps is just
Oh,
a
that's you
fucking
to join us.
outrageous way of being caught.
It is. 1 in a million.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It is odd.
shows the power of Google though. 'cause
Yeah, it does.
Google is everywhere.
Yeah.
It is.
And if
it
you're
is.
cheating, you will get caught.
Google might even be in here.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It is. It is.
I still prefer the idea of cheating on the sat nav or with the sat nav.
Make a U-turn.
You've reached your destination.
Yes.
Sat nav have you been using?
Yeah. I've got another bit of Reese's Pieces. Another like love story sort of broken up thing.
Yeah.
Let's hear it, mate.
A man pranked his ex-girlfriend by paying people to dress up as Chewbacca, ringing her and walking past her house, so she'd think the whole world had turned into Chewbacca. Yeah, it's basically him, but with a hat. That was a mad story.
That was Reese's Pieces there.
Thank you.
Let's follow that up with Stephen Prize. Thanks, guys. The podcast hasn't gone out yet from last week, but someone probably won. It was quite obvious. The answer was grass. I was rolling in the grass.
I didn't get it.
Could never have seen that coming.
No, neither.
This week on Stephen Prize, got a hot entry here from the 22nd of September, and it was a Monday, so just had a wacky weekend. On Saturday, I went to town with my dad. No, I went to town on my dad. Sorry. We had fun.
What did you
I
like?
was in year 4, come on.
It were a different time.
Is this your fucking segment? No. He told me not to tell anyone, but hey, this is my diary. Seems to be some tear smudges here. On Saturday, I went to town with my dad. My sister and my nan went to town to we meet up at blank, and I had a kids' meal. And I won a free curry or Chinese. Sounds great there.
It does.
Where did we meet up at?
You won a free curry all Chinese.
There, but we met up somewhere and I won a free curry or Chinese.
At the place that you went to, you
I
won a free curry or Chinese there.
Might not be attached, but where did we go to? I'll give you a clue. It's a place where you can eat. It's not like a takeaway place or a fast food place, but you could eat there. And this is from 2003.
Oh, would have been 4 then.
Can we have guesses?
You look can, but if you get it right, I'll just edit it out.
Cheshire Oaks?
No.
Wimpy.
It had a restaurant, but it was also a shop. There you go.
Holland and
There's your
Barrett's.
clue. Yeah. And I won a free curry or Chinese from Holland and Barrett. So please send your entries in. If you don't get it, it's a rollover.
Whey! What's the prize?
Anyway.
Chinese or curry?
Hey, so you did there.
Tom, have you got anything to throw at Ryan? What about some facts with Tom Looney? Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, tune.
Story of the
Strap in.
Yes. So the story of the identical twins came up again, and I talked about this one last when I did when I was talking about like beliefs in like fate.
Yeah.
But it came up again in more detail, and I can't believe the extent to which these two guys lived a similar life. I'm just going to give you a few more.
Oh yeah.
So just to recap, so it was the two Jims that were separated at birth and didn't know of each other's existence for 39 years.
Wow.
And obviously when they bumped into each other, it was like looking in the mirror. And the similarities, obviously they had given the same first name, physically identical, childhood dogs named Toy, both of them. They both bit their nails and had trouble sleeping. They both suffered from migraines. They both married first wives named Linda, second wives named Betty.
Same.
And then so some of the other stuff, you know, they used to holiday on the same Florida beach. They both drank Miller Lite and smoked Salem cigarettes. They loved stock car racing, disliked baseball. They left love notes to their wives. They made doll furniture in the basement. And they'd added circular white benches around the trees in their backyard.
What?
Their IQs and heartbeats were exactly the same. So they went on, lived their lives separate, obviously having reconnected.
Yeah.
And years later died on the same day from the same illness.
Poor bastards, man.
I guess it's a question of nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
That's got aspects of both, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Migraines and then the white benches.
Yeah.
Makes you
Wow.
think. This is a great one. A married couple that got separated for 60 years. Boris and Anna, back in Russia. And then Boris had got shipped out with the Red Army. And when he came back as part of Stalin's purges, Anna's family had been exiled to Siberia.
Wow.
So they only spent 3 days living together in their little house. And then they were torn apart. Spent 60 years apart, and then one day Boris had come back to the town, and on this day he steps out because he's visiting a family grave, I think it was, and Anna just happened to be stood outside the house that they lived together for 3 years.
Wow.
And he saw her, and
She'd been there for 60 years.
In her words, I thought my eyes were playing games on me. I saw this familiar looking man approaching me, his eyes gazing at me. My heart jumped. I knew it was him. I began to cry. 60 years.
That's like
That's crazy.
It's like in that video with
80 years old.
the guy that raised a lion cub and then he sees the lion out in the wild and it comes bounding over.
Yeah.
Just know.
It's just a beautiful, beautiful
The
story.
smell.
Are they related?
No, they're not related. Not at all,
Boring.
thankfully.
I want to see a brother shagging a sister. What's good?
There's loads of videos like that. Mate.
Is a good one. Two long lost brothers for years of.
How'd you know they were long? Someone had a pee.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
Amazing.
Yeah, Tommy Larkin and Stephen Goosney.
Yeah,
Oh, no, we have to do it on camera now, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah, they spent. So they knew that they had a
spent
brother.
a great night together.
But yeah, for years. You couldn't track each other down until one day they finally did, with help from the Newfoundland and Labrador Post-Adoption Service Agency. Labrador is the region. Yeah. I looked into it. I thought it'd have like a funny reason for
dog.
being called the Labrador region, but it's just named after a Portuguese explorer called Labrador. Anyway, it turns out when they eventually found out, they were living directly across the street from each other in Wheelers Road in Corner Brook. They'd lived there for years, never spoke, never bumped into each other. Although, the day before they got the news, they bumped into.
They were having a romantic meal.
They walked past each other, and one was getting out of his snowmobile out of his truck dump, and he went, "Oh, that's nice."
Yeah, he's on about his arse.
Yeah.
It's a lovely truck dump.
So yeah, that was Tom Looney. I've got a little bonus one though for you this week. It's not related to families, but I found it.
Tom Looney bonus.
Came across it, and I just thought it was just a great story to tell. So this is about 19th century French poet Émile Deschamps. So he experienced a coincidence for the fucking record books, and so what's important?
Don't swear, it doesn't suit you.
Sorry. What's important to remember here is that Émile had plum pudding on 3 occasions in his life.
Oh,
So when he was a little boy living in Orléans, he was treated to some plum pudding by his neighbour, Mr. de Forgaboo.
so his neighbour gave him some
Plum
plums.
pudding.
Yeah, sperm. Do you mean
Dickhead.
So this was him being introduced to plum pudding.
something made from his plums?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, don't need to go there. This is a nice story, Stephen. Don't hijack this.
You think it's nice, do you?
Yeah, anyway, roughly a decade later,
But it was rough.
Emile's in a restaurant in Paris, and he sees plum pudding on the menu.
Oh.
He goes, I'll order it. He orders it, and he says, "I'm sorry,
Francois and Benny's.
we've just sold the last plum pudding to the gentleman at the back of the restaurant," and they call out to Mr. de Forgaboo by
the
name,
smuggest cunt.
and he's there tucking
Wow.
into he
pudding.
gestures, and he's tucking into the last slice of plum
Still
pudding.
tucking in, even though he's
Yeah.
little kid that he once molested.
Anyway, years later, Mr. Deschamps is at a gathering.
Is this Didier Deschamps?
No, Émile Deschamps. I said that. So he's at a gathering, and he gets offered some plum pudding.
Oh.
So he takes the plum pudding. As he's eating it, he's telling the guests about the story with Mr. de Forgaboo and said,
They're in stitches.
it's crazy, The only thing missing from this situation and it's Mr. Deforgiboo. At that precise moment, an old, senile, confused Mr. Deforgiboo walks in through the doors. He's got confused on his way to a dinner party and has come into the wrong place.
And he saw him whilst eating plum puddings.
Yeah.
Oh.
3 times in his life, and the same man turns up. Yeah. I thought that was quite cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
What is plum pudding?
That doesn't matter. It's a pudding made from
Could have been a
plums.
bakewell, mate. Could have been anything.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like an apple crumble, but with plums.
I'm liking that idea, mate.
Yeah.
What, instead of the crumble or the apple?
The apple.
Right, okay, so it's not an apple covered in plum.
No,
I actually made a plum
Thanks for making that
crumble
clear
during
there, Max. So that's where everyone was going.
The right side of my brain was made. He's got a point here.
That's a fruit salad. Now let's solve the world's problems with Put It to the Max.
Hi Max, I suffer from irritable bowel syndrome. It's always been manageable in my day-to-day life, hasn't affected my work or uni studies, but whenever I am with a girl, it seems to act up, especially the flatulence side of things. Recently I was on a date with a girl I've been talking to for quite a while. We really hit it off and ended up back at my place when things started to heat up. She decided to give me a blowjob. After a minute of pleasure, I farted. She then smelt the fart and proceeded to throw up all over me.
Oh no.
I've never been so ashamed in my life. Of course, she left as quick as she could, and I haven't heard from her since. Have you got any advice, Max?
She's gone. You never get that back, unless she's into that.
Yeah.
Although running off and throwing up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's not that many people that are into that sort of stuff.
Ryan, you're an IBS sufferer.
Yeah. I've shat myself in many places.
Thanks for the honesty, Ryan. Good to open up.
So anyway,
Good AA meeting.
Most recent one was last year. I was in Vietnam and shat myself at a bus stop.
too much information, Ryan.
No, not enough.
I was just really ill. I had some kind of curry, and so we went to an Indian, and everyone was getting like really spicy stuff, but I was like, I want to avoid that because I know what my stomach's like.
Yeah.
So I got a korma, but I think
milk,
from
mate.
chatting to the other people, I think my curry was the only one that had like milk in it. That was from like from cows that I'm not used to. And
You like to know your cow before you have milk.
Bloody Vietnamese cows.
Asian cat.
for 2 days I couldn't poo, and then just at a bus stop I was about to get on a 12-hour night bus. Just
Did you still get on the night bus?
no.
I
I got hostile that night.
Might want to open the windows, boys.
We're in for a long one.
My dad once ate my brother's shit by accident.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It was Easter.
Right, this is getting. This needs to be edited
Easter,
out.
right? It was Easter.
How have we got to the end and you only bring up this story?
Sorry,
I've actually got embarrassing stories,
Yeah.
Dave.
It was Easter time, and he was holding him. He was on the stairs, and he thought just chocolate had melted a bit. And my brother was about like 4 at this time, so he just picked it up and scooped and
No.
in the mouth.
No.
Sorry.
The weird thing was he loved it. He demanded more.
At that moment, he was hooked.
It was shaking him.
You're not leaving the house.
It's a big pile of strawberries and marshmallows.
I need a gram a day, son.
Just dunking it in.
This is my racist piece.
Fucking hell.
My brother eats nothing but Weetabix.
He's had 3 corns recently.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Funny.
I've got a craving. Have a laxative, son. Going to the cinema tonight, just save your name.
So, Owen, I'd suggest maybe a diet where you trial taking things out.
Boring.
A low FODMAP diet, maybe. That way you can kind of see what your triggers are. Keep a food diary.
No. Find a real
Otherwise,
kinky chick.
This is always going to happen.
Take a dump on her chest, bright and early, and go, my name is Owen Poo Pants, and I approve this message.
The thing is, you do need to be upfront. If you're going to go on Tinder, you need to. The first thing you message any girl is, "I've got IBS," and it's you're going to hear me fart if you give me oral pleasure. I guess
I'd learn to distinguish the difference between a safe fart and unsafe fart.
Or maybe just, I've heard of these videos where women have things stuck up the bum, like a dildo.
Well,
Just do that, mate.
Yeah.
Real kinky, real
Pork.
out there. Yeah, stick a butt plug up there.
Yeah.
Don't try and live with it, Owen. fix it.
You'll
No.
be all right, mate.
Owen,
Don't impress.
Maybe put a whistle up there. It might be fun.
go to buttplugs.com/Stephen and just check it out.
5% off.
Well, you can get something for your underwear, which makes your fart smell nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something there.
There is an extent, you know.
Yeah. IBS farts.
Stop shitting yourself, Owen.
Anyway, I hope that's helped.
Thank you very much for watching the Stephen Tries podcast. I've been joined by David Reese.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thomas Cooney. Max Smith. Joe McGrath. And of course our special guest Ryan Locke.
Yeah, thank you.
At Labour. It's been great.
Good laugh.
Provided it's a good edit, it's been great. I hope you stay safe, look after yourselves, and ciao.